Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be discussing Midjourney and humor in this video. And this is something that I did one video on this a couple days ago, and I did some more attempts. So I thought I'd do another video. And I'll be talking more about what I was trying to do here and just give some general comments. First of all, I would say this was the first image that kind of got me going. This was someone that I saw on the Midjourney Explorer, which I'm quite sure was done by a young person, just by other prompts he was doing. Like by young, I mean like a teenager, young teenager. And I really liked this prompt a lot, where you have a child sleeping and you can see the school bus in the window. I thought that was a very clever idea. So that got me thinking about trying to do humorous prompts with Midjourney and ChatGPT. And I found the project fun, but exhausting. But I wanted to share some of the ideas. So I did a number based on sleeping in precarious circumstances or funny, ironic circumstances. So the prompts that worked best, I think, are the ones that I don't have to explain. Um, this one, I think, was one of the funniest. And unfortunately, like most of them, I feel like I do have to explain. Um, but this one is the bridegroom is oversleeping the wedding, and the groom is looking at him. And this was a hard prompt. A lot of these prompts were just hard to get the right idea, but they were close enough to where it makes you want to keep trying. And here's a take on the theme of the oversleeping child with the school bus. Here you've got an oversleeping fireman with the fire hydrant waiting for him, or fire engine waiting for him. And here we've got a newscaster oversleeping when it's time to go, his time to go live. And this one, I think, kind of speaks for itself. This is kind of a cute humor one. And this one I would say worked pretty well because I think it's self-explanatory. And this was one of my favorites. Although the idea was that, he's in trouble, like the boat's supposed to be sinking, which he didn't really get. But it didn't get that the rowboat is sinking, but it made the rowboat so small compared to the man that I think it still conveys the idea that something's wrong there. And also, one of the challenges was to get it to like do the lettering right. It's gotten much better at that, but it still makes lots of mistakes. But that was something that made me want to go for it. Was that it's gotten a lot better, so you can try to put, some text in the prompts. So this one is how to build a parachute, and it's got it kind of put together a little funny, and also the position doesn't really make sense, but he's the same idea as the rowboat one, just not as clear. He's in trouble. He's reading a book on how to build a parachute. His idea. And this one's how to hold your breath longer when this canister is dying. And here's the same idea. You can read the lettering on the book easier, but you can't really see that. This one covered the idea that there might be a problem better than this one did, but you can read the lettering a little better. This one I think worked pretty well. So, and here's another take on it. And this one I was actually pretty pleased on how how well it did on this. Where it's a tornado reading a book on trailer parks near me. Um, that one I thought it rendered pretty well. And here's another one, cuter tornado. I don't know how clear it is that these are tornadoes, but I thought it did better than I thought it might do. So this one is like, remember the buddy system. I spent a lot of time trying to get this and couldn't really get it. So I'm showing you the best one here. You're supposed to have one pair of socks saying to another to remember the buddy system as they're going into a dryer. That's the idea. And some of the failures were pretty funny, I thought, which was the idea. The reason I showed this one, that's this. I think it's just so funny because it's absurd. It's supposed to be one pair of socks saying to another to remember the buddy system. Um, near a clothes dryer, and it came up with this. So uh, this one, no parking, alien vehicles towed over a cornfield. I think that worked pretty well. And yeah, this one worked pretty well too. Oh, I should mention that most of these were like ChatGPT came up with the ideas. Like I would give a concept and it would come up with a bunch of ideas. And depending on the, uh, so I would go through like sign by sign and pick out the ones that I like the best of the ideas. And so almost all these ideas are ChatGPT's ideas. And I just selected the ones I like the best and then try to get it to work in Midjourney. Let's see, I'm going the wrong way. Gotta go this way. Okay, so here we've got a yield side in front of a volcano. And so these are different variations of trying to work with the sign and have it be ironic in some way. Either like here, it's due to the time element is the idea. Like this is an older time, and ChatGPT came up with the ideas. I just told it I wanted something ironic, and it could be ironic in different ways. And then ChatGPT came up with the ideas of how it might be ironic. So this was one of my favorites. And uh, here the irony is it being so out of the way. And I think this one kind of speaks for itself. I did a number of these no loitering ones. I we'll see some more later. Now this one I thought was interesting because the prompt actually says, if you look on the side, it says a tortoise slowly walks across the desert, passing a speed limit 65 mph sign. And Midjourney made a mistake on this one, which said speed limit 6 miles an hour, which I thought was actually funnier than than what I asked it to do. So that was a happy accident. This one I thought was funny because of the expression on the bird. Like it seems, it seems like he can almost like he can read the sign and he's just being openly defiant. And this was nice art. This is a pretty nice picture. Uh, so this is some more. This one was an ironical one, and this one was kind of cute. I thought I like this one, and Yeah, a lot of these work pretty well, I thought. And also the a lot of it's about 50-50. Well, not, actually, it's worse than 50-50. Maybe it's about 25% that'll get the lettering right on the signs. And this was my idea, not ChatGPT's. And I was thinking about like no running. Didn't quite get that sign right. Running. Um, I was trying to think of like where a no running sign would make sense, and I thought, well, by a swimming pool. And Midjourney had a lot of trouble with this one. I did lots and lots of these. It had trouble making swimming pools. This one looks good. You can see it's clearly it's a swimming pool, and I got the sign right, and it's got the sloth right. So that's a hit, I would say. And I think sloths are funny. So this one works on its own. So does this one and this one. I like how he looks like he's really. I like this one because it looks like he's hugging the sign, and this one that he's just really, really chill. Now I did a bunch of these and couldn't get it right because the concept I was going for, he's about to go over a cliff or waterfall like the other way, and here's got it going against it. It's defying physics, but this was the best one, I guess, in terms of trying to capture the idea. And this one is the one I thought was the funniest, which was just a complete failure, but it was a funny failure with the kayak stopping on a street. That's a funny idea that nobody came up with. It's just the Midjourney, the way that Midjourney rendered it, it came out that way. And here we got the irony of a cheetah stopping because it's so fast is the idea. And here we got this one because it's a powerful animal. And here's same kind of concept. Actually, this one I thought was kind of interesting because it actually looks like it's telling you to yield as the viewer. And, what better reason to yield than a lion? And this one was one that I did a number on. Well, I guess I didn't do that many, but I'm not sure how well I captured it. I think it's good enough to get the idea. And I think this is a funnier one. And same sort of idea. And here again, same idea. And here we have a couple of variations on a theme. So yeah, this one was my idea. This was ChatGPT. Isn't that cute? And so this one I like because Midjourney put the cat paw on the sign. That's the part I thought was funny on this one, which was an accident, but that was cute. And here we got a sinking ship with a help wanted sign. I did a number of these I thought came out pretty good, and I'd say this was probably my favorite. And here's another variation on the theme. This one I couldn't get the sign quite right, so I did a few of these gas station ones. This was one it had trouble with. It had trouble getting the sign correct and also the idea is he's supposed to be pushing his car. He had trouble with that too. This was my wife liked this one, Under Surveillance. And here's another one where it's the irony of a deserted island is the concept here. And I think this one came out pretty good. This was one of my favorites. When I did these, I did a number of these in two different ways. One is a cartoon, and then one without cartoon. And this is without cartoon. And then this is with. Sometimes the cartoons would be fine just because they were cartoons. Okay, so this is one I have to explain, but the idea is, I don't know, I think I have to explain it. Um, it's a vending machine of fish that's out of order for the penguin, which was ChatGPT's idea, which I thought was a very clever idea. It's ChatGPT is very, very hit and miss when it comes to humor. Um, it's kind of fun to work with because of that, because it'll have a lot of things that aren't funny, but then it'll have some good ideas thrown in as well. Parachutes out of order. Okay, these were some ones I liked. No smoking with a dragon. And that was a ChatGPT idea, which I think is quite clever. So I did a few of these. These are electric eels, danger high voltage. This one was one of my favorites. No loitering with the sloths. Another no loitering one. And yet another. Did a few reserve parking ones. Oh, this also I liked a lot. The snail hitching a ride with the much faster tortoise. Oh, also it says whoa at the bottom. It was supposed to be whoa with an exclamation point, you know, but it's got whoa as a question mark in the corner instead of the snail is supposed to be saying whoa. Here's the same concept of a sloth hitching a ride with a greyhound. And I thought it was interesting the way the Midjourney rendered these. This is what I was going for. Uh, Pulling the sloth on the skateboard. This is probably the most accurate one. Although, I mean, these ones are probably funnier, even though they're not accurate. This one I had a lot of trouble with. Same kind of idea, a greyhound pulling a tortoise on a skateboard. And this was the best of the lot. And here's a tortoise catching a ride with a cheetah. This is a cheetah upset because it's stuck in rush hour traffic. That was ChatGPT's idea, which, again, it's a very clever idea. Um, Kind of hard to capture, um, but I think this was the best one. I think he captures it reasonably well, although I don't think if you just saw this picture, you probably wouldn't figure it out what it was doing, but maybe. So here we've got a snail crossing the finish line, and the crowd goes crazy. That's the idea of this one. And here I did a number of ones with the theme of animals and their and things that are, derivatives of the animals. And so sometimes I did them together, sometimes at cross purposes. This one I kind of like because they both look like they're angry at the other. And here they're eating their own product. This one it did really good with. Now, I tried this one with a pogo stick and it couldn't get it, but it got the trampoline pretty well. And here we have the cross product. And here we got the same product. This was supposed to be sheep knitting a wool sweater, which Midjourney wasn't able to get. But this this picture of the sheep wearing the wool sweaters, I thought that was quite cute. This one I did quite well on. Vegetarians for Life, the wolves leading a protest. Okay, this one was great. Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" That's what this idea comes from. That's one of my favorite jokes. Okay, I guess that's the end. So I kind of meandered more on this one than on most of the videos that I do, and I did that purposely to see if it's something that the viewer would like. Just some share more of my thoughts and ideas on how the concept worked. And I think I'll wait like a couple months and come back to it and see if I might have more success with it. But it was like I said, it was a fun project to work on, but really exhausting. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.